Productivity, habits, and routines. Number 1. Don't jam-pack your day with too many to-dos. Essentialism. In the past, I used to plan my day at work minute by minute and leave hardly any space in between, and later realized this was setting me up for a feeling of failure, dissatisfaction, and disappointment at the end of the day. That was overly ambitious of me. No matter how bad I want to get all these things done, it's not going to happen in a day. Therefore, we need to set more realistic expectations. We humans tend to overestimate our ability to get things done and underestimate how long a task actually takes. I was introduced to the concept of essentialism by McKeown a while ago. It's not about cramming as many things as you can in a day, but identify only the essential tasks that matter most to us. Those are the ones that have the most impact on our daily progress, and try to let go of the rest. The way of the essentialist involves doing less but better so you can make the highest possible contribution. The way of the essentialist isn't about getting more done in less time. It's not about getting less done, it's about getting only the right things done. It's about challenging the core assumption of we can have it all and I have to do everything, and replacing it with the pursuit of the right thing in the right way at the right time. I think it's important to differentiate between busy work and essential work and challenge the concept of being productive. Does being productive mean doing as many things as we can, or only focusing on what are essential to us? Number 2. 2 separate to-do lists. List number 1. Everything you need to do. List number 2. To-do items for the day. Move from bucket 1 to bucket 2, maximum 3 to 4 items per day. Do not try to add more items to bucket 2 until you free up some space for the day by completing one or more of the assigned items. It is satisfying when you can cross things off your list when it's manageable. Because when there are too many things on your list, you get overwhelmed and paralyzed and don't know where to start. Number 3. Habits. Why we should focus more on systems rather than goals. Systems focus on the how, the process or steps needed to make a habit happen, and most likely to stick over a period of time. Goals only focus on the outcome, a destination we need to get to, not on the how. While having goals can be inspiring and gives us a sense of direction, mainly relying on goals alone will not get us to where we want to be. It should be a combination of both achievable goals and systems that we can implement every day. How can we make this system so easy to implement, which don't only rely on our willpower or motivation, because those things can come and go, not a reliable source for taking actions or building habits? We can use the following strategies, for example. Habit stacking. Pair a new habit with an existing one, making the new habit more likely to stick. For example, each time I'm brushing my teeth in the morning, I would take my vitamins and put the vitamins bottle right next to your toothbrush so you always remember. Set the smallest goals that require minimum effort to do each time. You'll be surprised at how much it will add up at the end of the day. Don't underestimate the power of small changes. For example, not all of us enjoy the tedious process of cleaning, but it is essential to our everyday life. What we can try is, each time I'm walking into my bedroom or office, I'm going to pick up 1 to 2 items to help declutter the room. And you know that you're going to walk into one of those rooms multiple times in a day, and your rooms will be in a much better state than before at the end of the day. Number 4. How to avoid unfinished tasks or projects. Try to get a task done as soon as possible once you're in the zone or hyper-focus mode, instead of dragging it out, because you might lose all interest and motivation in it over time, at which point it's much more difficult to finish the task. So, how can we do this? Number 1. Try to aim for good enough. Sometimes done is better than perfect. Number 2. Ask yourself these questions. How can I make this task easy to complete? What are the minimum number of steps required to get this task done without compromising too much of the final outcome? Not everything needs to be 110%. Sometimes 80% is good enough. There's always a chance for improvement later. Because the truth is, for many of us with ADHD, the longer and more tedious a project or task takes, the less motivated we become over time. It's hard for us to sustain our motivation and focus on a task over a long period of time. So somehow we need to get creative and try to think of ways to shorten the amount of time it takes to finish a task or project. I think this is a good approach as long as it's not doing any harm, rather than obsessing over the smallest details that don't matter much in the end. Number 5. My thoughts on morning routines. Our chronotype differs from one another. Some of us are more likely to be an early bird and others a night owl. Some work best in the morning, others are most productive at night. There's no one-size-fits-all perfect morning routine that is the key to success. The best routine that brings you closer to your goals is the one that is tailored to you individually, not what everyone else says or what the billionaires say. So if you can't force yourself to wake up at 4 a.m., have a cold shower, meditate for 30 minutes, work out for an hour, and do some morning reading or journaling before heading to work, don't get too worked up over it. Figure out a routine that works best for you and brings maximum results. If you don't get the minimum hours of sleep needed in a day, you won't be productive anyway. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful, and I'll see you soon in the next one.